the judiciary of the Gambia, in its efforts to enhance access to justice and quality service delivery, has restructured the judiciary to execute its function more effectively and efficiently. There has been renovation and facelift exercise in almost all the courts, and the judiciary has also developed its strategic plans and programs for justice reform and service delivery. The judiciary has also established other courts in the High Court to deal with mountain cases to increase access to the courts. There is also a pretrial court which is tasked with dealing with all pretrial matters in line with the new High Court Amendment Rules 2013. There is also this court-connected ADR, which is introduced pursuant to the practice directions number 1 of 2013. The judiciary has also appointed magistrates, administrators to assist the judges in legal research, thereby reducing the length of time spent on writing judgments and enhance speedy dispensation of justice. A deputy sheriff is also appointed at the sheriff division. There are also additional children's court that has been set up. We also have new magistrates and support staffs in all courts in the other regions. I just want to also contribute in the issue of court-connected ADR, as the other speakers have already highlighted. That is also free. It's no cost to the parties coming. I think that's a very important issue also, to sensitize the public on that issue that is of no cost. The other issue also is on the enforceability of the judgment at the end of the day, that the court will also assist in enforcing the judgment. And it's only implemented if there is a consent, that the consent issue is very important for both parties, that the parties involved has to consent before the issue is taken up.
Yeah, so far so good, as mentioned by both speakers, Jao and Njai. You look at the whole issue. There are people who may have some preconceived ideas about the whole thing about ADR, maybe on the side of the lawyers or on the side of litigants, for both parties to agree. Here, the buzzword is agreement, not compromising justice. Yeah. How do you strike the balance here?
Well, as the Madam Salajai has already spoken, the senior legal practitioner, both of them has to consent, and they take control of the proceedings of whatever happened, meaning that there is a win-win situation. Nobody is going to lose. And also, as you have already highlighted on the advantages, that it also helps in bringing in people together. Like there is a, it's not a compromise that one loses or one wins, but it's a win-win situation, and it also brings society together. And we felt that it's a very important thing, and it will also help in the reducing the number of cases in the courts. And also it's speedy, because it's time consuming, and also for the time being it's free. Yeah, it of no cost to the litigant.
Okay. Thank you very much, Lordship Amejara. Now the last but not the least is Mohamed Lamin Koma, Registrar. Let's talk about the procedures. Many people who are watching might be tempted to ask, how do you go about it? What are the steps you need to go to register your cases and the like? And I think this is a platform for you to clarify and explain to the general public about the ADR connected cases.
Thank you very much. The first procedure, normally parties have to consent, because you have to consent in the court, either before the magistrate, the trial magistrate, or the judge. or the cadi. Parties must have consent, not the lawyers who are representing them. It's the parties themselves who must show the will that we want to go for ADR. So when they consent, the trial judge or the magistrate will enter into the file and then forward the matter to us at the registry, the sub-registry at ADR unit of the Judiciary High Court. When I receive the file, what I normally do is to create another file. Because the file that comes from the court have to remain intact, because parties may agree or disagree. So I have to create another file, give it a suit number, and then send out a notice to the parties to come for them. So when they come, what we normally do is to give them a list of all the mediators, and either opinion leaders, mediators, Islamic scholars, based on the problem that is in place. So they will choose among themselves who will take up their case. They will consent. Not that they come and then we just tell them, okay, this is the party, Mr. Jenny Salanja is going to take up the case. No. We allow them to come and sit down, and then we discuss. These are the list of mediators. They are here. Now choose among yourself who you want to represent, or who you want him or her to mediate your case. By doing so, then we call the mediator and inform him that so we have a case filed before us. These parties, they said you are the one who suits them to take up their case. And then he will give us a date. By giving us a date, we send a notice again to the parties. But send them a notice, and then they come, and then this is how things started. First of all, what we do is when you come, we have a consent form. This is the consent form. You have to fill the consent form to show that you are interested to come before a mediation. After filling that, we have another form called the confidentiality form. That shows that whatever is said in the mediation room remains in the mediation room. It can't go back to court. When you agree, it remains in the mediation room. You disagree, it has to remain in the mediation room. Myself, the registrar, I cannot reveal any secret of what has been discussed, including the parties and their lawyers. So this is how the procedure, after filling the confidentiality form, the procedure, we move on to another stage. So when we have the third form is Form C, we call it note to the court, or consent agreement. Sorry, memorandum of agreement. We call it memorandum of, this is Form C, you can call it note to the court or memorandum of agreement, whereby you list down all the points that the parties have agreed on and the ones that they disagree. Because we can have series of problems, they come to court, agree on other items, but fail to agree on other items. So the ones that they agree on will be entered consent time. The ones that they do not agree on, the matter will go back to the court. The file that they brought from the court will have to, I remain with my file, that one I created, but the original file